This one secret changed my economic life. Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
As I said earlier, I'm going to share with you one secret that changed my economic life. It's not the only secret, but it's one major secret that changed my life. I want to thank you all for coming and downloading. My name is Dr. Raymond Jewell, and I'm going to be your host for the next 15 or 20 minutes. That you stay tuned. Please share our link, financialfreedomradio.com, with your friends. We'd love to get your friends to come in and listen to the show, and hopefully they'll get some information out of it. Our show is called Financial Freedom Radio. We're talking about financial freedom. It's not always about numbers and investments and all of that. It's about financial freedom. So I want to make that clear because a lot of people might be expecting me to get into the weeds and talk about IRAs and 401ks and all that. I'm not going to do it because you can figure all that out on your own. We'll help you figure out what is a good strategy and what's not. But this one strategy literally changed my life and it blew my mind too. So we're going to share that with you. Let's first check in with our producer, Steve, and make sure we're tracking the way we should. Are we good, Steve?
We are good, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How was your weekend?
It was great. How was yours?
Great. By the way, I
Yeah,
keep looking down because Steve is down in the corner.
I
So
can. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll move myself up here. Now you can look up.
now, now I can look up. If
There
he
you go.
goes over to the left, I'm good to go because that's where the camera is.
Oh,
I'm
I
on my
can't do that. I haven't
iPad.
got that button set up.
Well, I want to share with you, and Steve, you're going to like this, Financial Freedom Radio. But again, go to youtube.com, Financial Freedom Radio, or slash Financial Freedom Radio, and subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll get notified when we decide to put these shows up. I think hopefully someday we're going to get put up on Rumble.
We're
Rumble,
working on
right?
it. It's taking. It's a process. I've got to learn Rumble. I've got to figure out how it all works. We do have a presence. It is rumble.com/financial freedom radio, but I haven't got all the episodes
Okay.
up there yet.
Okay. Maybe we can put a couple up just to
Oh, there's
show
a few
people we
there now.
care.
You can go there now to see it.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to talk about this one thing, and I'm baiting you because I can tell you what it is, but I don't think you're going to get the impact. I'm going to share with you a story. Um, I used to watch this fellow on TV, Robert Schuller, and he was a preacher that came out of the Crystal Cathedral. And he was talking about, and this is the secret, tithing. And I thought, oh boy, here we go again. They want money. But he lined up 10 grapefruits on the podium and he said, this is your income. This is your financial world. And he said, in the Bible, and I don't know where, but I know it's in the book of Malachi. The Lord says that if you give 10% of your wealth to me, meaning the Lord, I will fill your storehouses full. Now, back then, they didn't have banks, they didn't have places to deposit money. It was mattresses and it was cattle. If they had coins, that was pretty valuable. It was gold. But it was cattle, livestock, wheat, grain, they were an agrarian group. So he lined up 10 grapefruits on the podium and he took, and I saw it was a lot. 10 is a lot. Try it. And he took one away and he said, could you live off nine? And I'm saying, sure, I can live off nine. And he said, that's tithing. Now that's right off the top. And I'm getting a little scared. I'm getting palpitations. And I mean, I'm just not freaking out yet, but I'm listening to this guy. And he takes away another one. He said, could you live on eight? And I said, yeah, sure. Eight's good. That left that left eight grapefruits there. They were good sized grapefruits. He took another one away and he said that is your savings, save 10%. He took another one away and he said, could you live off seven? And I said, now you're pushing it. He said, if you give 10% to the Lord and you take 10% for yourself, you will be financially successful. Wow, that really resonated with me. So I said to my wife, I said, sweetheart, I always say sweetheart first because, happy wife, happy life. We're going to open up a bank account. We're going to put all of our, we're going to take 10% right off the top and we're going to put that into this account. Every dollar I bring in, right off, gross, right off the top, because they didn't have net and gross about that. They just took it right off the top. I said, it's going right into an account. And she said, what for? And I said, we're going to call that the Lord's account. And we're taking 10% because I told her the story that I had seen on TV. She started going, oh my God, what are we going to live on? And I mean, she was freaking out. I said, look, we'll do it. And in December, when it comes time to give that away, we will, if we don't have enough, we could just take it back. As simple as that. And then we're going to live on the rest. So to make a long story short, Steve calls it something else. What is it? TLDR, Steve?
Yeah, too long didn't read. But it's too late. You've already told the long story.
Okay. So at the end of the year, we had five figures of money to give away. And we had saved money. We, we made more money that year. I mean, it was absolutely mind-boggling what happened. And I went back and I looked and I said, "Oh my God, our income just took off." And I said, it's got to be because of this 10% account." So we gave it away. And that's a tough job in itself, trying to give money away. So we did it the next year. And the next year, our income skyrocketed. And we did it the next year. And we did it every year till I retired. Now we still do it in a smaller scale because the money I have is money that I've already tithed on. So the story of it is if you tithe 10%, your income will react and the law of attraction will compensate you with more than you give it. It's a universal law, it's a natural law, and it's amazing how it works. And it saved my economic life. I was able to go and do things and retire with a lot. And I've been very successful over the years. And I've retired with a very comfortable lifestyle, all because of that one little thing, tithing, that blew my mind, literally blew my mind. I just I wasn't sure. We tested it. We stuck our toe in the water. And I guarantee if you do it and you forget about it and not walk around worried about it, because we didn't worry about it. We forgot about it. And it happened. At the end of the year, we sat down and we said, I think we've got to give money away. Or do we keep it? And we didn't. We didn't keep it. We had it to give away. So go to Malachi. I don't know where it is. It's a very short book, but it's also in the law of attraction. It talks of, and there's a book called Giver's Gain that was written, I can't remember it, years ago, where when you give, you get, and it's reciprocal. The universe gives back what you give it, and if you believe that or not, just trust the process and test it. That's all you've got to do is test it and it will work for you. I guarantee that if you give it a shot, that you will not regret it. So I wanted to share that with you. Steve, do we have any questions or anything
No,
on
but
this?
it's just FYI, it's Malachi 3:10.
Malachi what?
Malachi 3:10.
Malachi 3:10.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be enough room to receive it.
There you go. It's real. I did it. And there's
You know,
plenty of people,
I'm gonna chime in. Can I chime in for a
plenty of
second?
people that actually do it. So sure, chime in.
Um, Ray and I went back and forth on this episode about tithing versus talking about tithing versus not tithing, and the religious aspects of it. But it's his show, so I defer to him. But I will say
I don't
this.
care about the religious part. It is what it is.
I will say this. Um, there is one of the things that I think you talk about a lot in the show is the metaphysical aspect of wealth, and wealth is more of a mindset than it is of a uh, physical money in your pocket. You know, people who are wealthy because they have the mindset of the wealthy, and the law of attraction is so much of a real thing. Whether or not you believe in the Bible, believe in God, I will tell you this: um, there is a mindset that comes with taking money off the top before you even see it, before you even touch it, and setting it aside for a purpose. Ray happened to make it a purpose of giving to the Lord. Some people may just decide to set it aside as an emergency fund. Whatever the case may be, it's amazing, and because the exact same thing, not from a religious aspect, but from an emergency savings aspect, happened to us. Because we literally, I would take 10% of my income and 10% of my wife's income and set it aside in a totally separate account before I even touched it, and said, "We don't have that money anymore. That's not our money. That is some future Steve, future Lisa's time, for the money when they need it and they don't have it, and it's there for them." So, and that's what we did. And surprisingly, we found that we were absolutely able to live within the 90%. And then we took it up another 10%. I think we're at 80% now. And so we could do the 10% tithing, 10% savings. But the point is, our income has also grown as a result, because for some reason, either mentally or spiritually, whatever you want to think, we have adapted and compensated, and the money that we have put aside has come back into our world through other mechanisms. It's almost like our subconscious, our minds have figured out, you are now short a certain amount of money. I have to develop a new solution, to replace that money, and the money just. So I'm absolutely convinced, if we took 50% of our income, you know, five of our grapefruits, and put them away, we'd find five more somewhere else. So you have to get yourself to the point where, like Lisa and I are now absolutely convinced that money will never be a problem for us again. It always finds us when we need it. That's what we say. Money always finds us when we need it to find us. And we absolutely believe that, and it's never failed us.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before, and he literally believes that, folks. Steve
I mean, it's the
believes that
truth.
money will find him,
It's like,
and
you
it
know,
does
my
find him.
daughter's getting
It's
married
crazy.
and it's expensive. And I tell my wife, I'm like, it doesn't matter, because we're having to deal with a wedding planner. And she's like, well, what's your budget? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think in terms of budget. You tell me what I need, and money will find a way to appear to me. And it always does, every single time.
Well, you know, I've said that if 10% of the people control 90% of the world's wealth, and this proves that the 90% are right, otherwise they would control the wealth. And many people are outliving their wealth because they don't save. This is tough. It's very hard to get in that mentality to say, I'm going to take 10% off the top and give it away. I didn't give it away right away, and I never did. I always kept it to the end of the year and then I gave it away. Uh,
It's tough for a
so,
while, but it's not
well,
tough for
no,
long.
I always kept it to the end because when you start giving away larger sums of money, you have to make sure it goes to the right places.
Right.
So we would scrutinize where we would put it, and so we actually didn't do that until the end of the year. And many people will wait to the end of the year to do their gifting. So the point is here that when you do this, it really works.
Yeah, it does.
And you've got to do it in your financial world if you're going to get anywhere. And people don't do it. They don't save enough. They rely on Social Security to cover their retirement, and it's a supplemental retirement plan. Um, Maybe a 401k is going to kick off $5,000, $6,000 a month. People just aren't savers, and if you do this, it is clear that it works. And it's not just in the Bible. There are other religions around the world that talk about it. And so it's not just in our Bible, it's
Right.
it's in other areas too. Tithing is very powerful because it's a law of the universe. It's a natural law of the universe. I've got a whole topic that I work with called the natural laws of the universe. There are things that if you do them naturally, you will gain. And it's like opening the door for somebody. If you're nice to somebody, they will be nice to you. If you're mean to them, they're going to bite your head off. And if you've got somebody that's mean, they're having a bad day, just continue to be nice to them. It does come back. And
And I would
I want
challenge
to,
people this way. I would say this: if you think Ray is full of hooey, if you think that this doesn't work, if you think that financial freedom is really about the proper investing, it's more about where do I put my money and not a mindset. I would just challenge you to this: try it. Try it for one
yeah, I
month.
mean,
If you and I promise you this, if you take 10% of your earnings and you set it away in another account and forget it and it doesn't exist, if you try that for one month and you really give it your all, I guarantee you will see a difference. And if not, what are you out? You just pull the money back. But money will
yeah, I'm
find you
I'm not
when you're looking for it.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Dave Ramsey, as Steve knows, but he does talk about that, and he makes it clear. Tithing is one of the pillars of a good financial program,
Yep, it
and
is.
and, and it's the law of attraction. So
I agree.
I just want to share that with you. I think we're time wise, we're running out of time, so I want to thank you for coming and listening and downloading and telling your friends, financialfreedomradio.com. I hope you enjoyed this session, and we want to see you back here next week, financialfreedomradio.com. Take care and God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whythericharerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.